Hello my dear friends, welcome to Vidya Aradhana Academy, a premier institute for NEET and JEE coaching which is located in Latur, Maharashtra. Today in this session we are discussing the previous year questions from the chapter that is biotechnology. Okay, so here let us quickly go through these questions. Here they have given one matching, so now let us go through the here. So Bacillus thuringiensis, now here it is producing cryproteins with the help of crygene, so these two are matched. And Thermus aquaticus, so here it is giving a DNA polymerase that is called Taq DNA polymerase, so that's why these two are matched. Next one, Agrobacterium tumefaciens, so this is having TI plasmid and that can be used as a vector, so that's why cloning vector and this one are matched. Next one, Salmonella typhimurium, and here Herbert Boyer and Cohen, during construction of first recombinant DNA molecule, they have isolated antibiotic resistant gene from this Salmonella typhimurium and introduced it into the plasmid of E. coli. So that's why, so these two are related. So now the correct answer is this one. Okay, next one. Choose the correct pair from the following. So which one is the correct one? Polymerases break the DNA into fragments. This is wrong. Polymerases are synthesizing DNA or RNA depending upon DNA or RNA polymerase. Okay, next one. Nucleases separate the two strands of DNA. No. Who will separate the two strands of DNA? Helicase will separate the two strands of DNA. Nucleases will break down the nucleic acids into fragments. Next one. Exonucleases make cuts at specific positions within the DNA. Please remember, they are saying within. See, exonucleases will act only at the end phosphodiester bonds, so they will not act within the DNA strand, so that's why this is wrong. Next one, ligases join the two DNA molecules and this is correct, so the correct answer is option 4. Next one, in gel electrophoresis separated DNA fragments can be visualized with the help of. So here we are adding ethidium bromide and here we are illuminating this in UV radiation, so around 280 nanometers we are using, so the correct answer is option 1. Okay, next one, identify the wrong statement with regard to the restriction endonuclease or restriction enzymes. So here they cut the strand of DNA at palindromic sites. This is correct. So they are recognizing some sequences called palindromic sequences. So there they are cutting. So that is correct statement. Next one, they are useful in genetic engineering. Yes, this is also correct. So in the genetic engineering they are very, very important. Next one, third one, let us keep it separate. Fourth one, each restriction enzyme functions by inspecting the length of a DNA sequence. What is the meaning of this? See, each restriction endonuclease is reading the complete sequence of the DNA, and wherever they are finding this palindromic sequence, there they will bind and there they are cutting them. So this is how they are working and this is also correct. Then what about the statement 3? See, here they are saying that sticky ends can be joined by using DNA ligases. So here if we see the statement like this, the statement is correct. Please remember here, statement on its own it is correct. So here DNA ligases are used to join the ends of DNA. So that's why this is correct. But here out of the 4, 1, 3 and 4 are related to restriction enzymes. Though the statement 3 is correct on its own, here it is not related to restriction enzymes. So maybe that is the reason why NTA gave that this is the wrong statement with respect to restriction enzymes. Okay, so here don't get confused, statement on its own is correct, but here this is the odd one among all these 4, so they gave that this is the wrong statement. Clear? Next one, the specific palindromic sequence which is recognized by EcoR1 is. So for this enzyme, so here GAA-TTC, many times we are remembering GAA-TTC, but from on which side 5' is there, on which side 3' is there, that we are not recognizing, so we need to remember in this way. So towards the G 5' and towards the C 3'. So the answer is option 4. Yes or no? Next one, here the sequence that controls the copy number of the linked DNA in the vector, and it is called as, this is called as origin of replication, ORI site. Yes or no? So this is very, very important. So whenever we are introducing our gene of interest into a plasmid which is having origin of replication, then it can undergo self-replication, and here different types of plasmids will have different copy number, and that copy number is under the control of again origin of replication. Clear? Next one, BT cotton variety that was developed by the introduction of toxin gene of Bacillus thuringiensis is resistant to. So here we are studying about the BT cottons. So here BT, the gene taken from the Bacillus thuringiensis, actually it is called as chrysine. So when we are introducing this into the plant, now the plant is becoming resistant to insect pests. So the answer is option 4. Okay, next one. Match the following here. So here we need to match the following. So here it is BT cotton. So they are giving the BT cotton here. So BT cotton here. The gene for the synthesis of this BT cotton is taken from Bacillus thuringiensis. So this is matched with Bacillus thuringiensis. Next one, adenosine deaminase deficiency. So here under the gene therapy we have studied about this one. Okay. Next one, RNA interference. So this is normally present in the eukaryotic cells as a cellular defense. So this is matched with option 2. Next one, here it is a PCR, polymerase chain reaction. So here detection of HIV infection. So in this way, with the help of PCR, polymerase chain reaction, so the genomes, so in this way presence or absence of a particular pathogen can be detected. So that's why these are matched. So the answer is this one. Okay. Next one. Which of the following statements is not correct? So wrong statements we need to identify. So here first option, the proinsulin has an extra peptide called as C-peptide. So in NCERT they have given no, proinsulin has C-peptide. So it is a correct statement. Next one, the functional insulin has A and B chains linked together by hydrogen bonds. So this is wrong because A and B chains are linked by disulfide bonds, but here they gave hydrogen bonds. So the wrong statement is option 2. Anyhow, we will see the remaining also. Genetically engineered insulin is produced in E. coli. Yes, this is correct. Please remember here in the case of human, from the single gene it is produced, but in the case of genetically engineered insulin, so here what they did is they have produced A chain separately and B chain separately. By using the chemical method they have combined these two. Yes or no? So they have produced it in E. coli. So this is also correct statement. Next one, in man insulin is synthesized as a proinsulin. Yes, whatever the diagram they have given here, it is for human only. Yes, so it is synthesized initially as proinsulin. That is also correct. Oh, so here the wrong statement is option 2. Next one, following statements describe the characteristics of the enzyme restriction endonuclease. Identify the incorrect statement. So wrong statement we need to identify. Okay. So here the enzyme recognizes a specific palindromic nucleotide sequence in the DNA. So it is correct. Restriction endonuclease will compulsorily recognize some particular palindromic sequence. So it is correct. Next one, the enzyme cuts DNA molecule at identified position within the DNA. Yes, so that identified position is nothing but palindromic sequence. There it is cutting. So this statement is also correct. Next one, the enzyme binds DNA at specific sites and cuts only one of the two strands. This is wrong. It is cutting both the strands. Yes or no? It is cutting both the strands. So that's why this is the wrong statement. So the answer is option 3. Anyhow, the next one, the enzyme cuts the sugar phosphate backbone at specific sites on each strand. Yes, correct. Each strand. So that means both the strands it is cutting. So this is the correct one. Okay. So answer for this one is option 3. Next one, a selectable marker is used to. So what is the significance of this? So here only they have given in the first option. So help in eliminating the non-transformants. So eliminating. So non-transformants will be eliminated and the transformants will be selected. So that's what. So that the transformants can be easily regenerated. That means they will grow and we can easily identify them. So the answer is option 1. Okay. Go through the remaining statements, but anyhow they are wrong. Next one. Given below are 4 statements pertaining to separation of DNA fragments using gel electrophoresis. Identify the incorrect statements. So here they have given different options as 1, 2 and 3 are 1, 2 and 3 are incorrect, 1, 2 and 4 are incorrect. Likewise they have given. But anyhow we will see the statements and what are those which are incorrect that we will identify. First option, DNA is a negatively charged molecule. So correct. And so it is located on gel towards the anode terminal. This is wrong. It is not present towards the anode terminal. When we are loading towards the cathode terminal, so that it is moving towards anode. Yes or no? So that's why the first part of the statement is correct, so overall statement is incorrect. Next one, DNA fragments travel along the surface of the gel whose concentration does not affect the movement of DNA. That means what they are saying, gel concentration will not affect the movement of DNA. That's what they are saying and it is wrong. Please remember here, see, while preparing the agarose gel, we are adding the agarose powder. So here 0.5%, 1%, 1.5%, 2% gels we can prepare, so that when we are adding more and more agarose, what happens? Pore size will decrease, so that the movement of molecules will be slower. Understood or not? So in this way it will affect, but here they are saying it will not affect. So that's why this statement is also wrong. Next one. Smaller the size of DNA fragments, larger is the distance it travels through it. Yes, it is correct. So here if you see, small molecules are moving and they are covering the larger distance. So this statement is correct. So the answer for this one is option 3. Okay. Sorry, that is the correct one, and remaining are wrong. Pure DNA can be visualized directly by exposing to UV radiation. Pure DNA cannot be visualized directly. Please remember here. So to the DNA, again we are adding the ethidium bromide. When these two are intercalated, then only when it is exposed to UV, then only we can see them. Understood or not? So that's why this statement is also wrong. So 1, 2 and 4 are incorrect statements. So they have given different options and this option is correct. 1, 2 and 4 are incorrect. Only the third statement is correct. Okay. Next one. DNA precipitation out of a mixture of biomolecules can be achieved by treatment with. So this is also based on the experiment only. So here in the NCERT they have given. So during the isolation of DNA, what we are adding finally? We are adding chilled ethanol we are adding, so that it will be precipitated out. So the answer is option 3. Next one. Which of the following equipments is essentially required for growing microbes on a large scale for industrial production of enzymes? So very large tanks called as bioreactors are used now. So that's why the answer is bioreactor, that is option 1. Okay. Next one. What triggers activation of protoxin to active toxin of Bacillus thuringiensis on bollworm? Okay, in the case of bollworm, so how this inactive cryotoxin is converted into active cryotoxin? So it is due to alkaline pH of gut within the insect. So the answer is option 4. Next one. Which of the following is true for golden rice? This is very, very important. Here they are saying it has yellow grains because of a gene introduced from a primitive variety of rice. This is wrong. Please remember, during the production of this golden rice, actually 3 different genes. See here I have clearly mentioned this. 2 genes were taken from a plant, that is daffodil plant, and 1 gene was taken from the bacterium, and total these 3 genes were introduced into this japonica plant, rice plant. Okay, so that in this way the vitamin A enriched rice plant was produced. So with respect to this content they are actually talking here. So in the second, let us see, it is vitamin A enriched with a gene from daffodil. So this is the correct one. Okay, so remaining statements are wrong. So that is the reason why the answer for this one is option 2. Clear? Next one. In RNA interference, the genes are silenced using double-stranded RNA. So that's why answer is option 1. Okay. Next one. Which of the following is commonly used as a vector for introducing a DNA fragment in human lymphocytes? This is with respect to the gene therapy, whatever we have studied. There into the human lymphocytes, the desired gene and the normal gene for adenosine deaminase is introduced with the help of retroviral vector. So that's why the answer is option 3. Okay. Next one. The correct order of steps in polymerase chain reaction is, what are the sequence of steps? Denaturation, then annealing will occur, and then extension will occur. So the answer is option 4. Okay. Next one. Use of bioresources by multinational companies and organizations without authorization from the concerned country and its people is called as. This is simply the definition, and this is the definition for what? Biopiracy. Okay. Next one. In India, the organization responsible for assessing the safety of introducing genetically modified organisms for public use is, it is GEAC, Genetically Engineered Approval Committee or Appraisal Committee. So the answer is option 4. Okay. Next one. A new variety of rice was patented by a foreign company though such varieties have been present in India for a long time. This is related to, see already in the NCERT clearly they have mentioned about this biopatents, no? So here it is about one more violation. So here it is with respect to the basmati rice variety. Yes or no? Next one. So the answer is option 4. Next one is the DNA fragments separated on an agarose gel can be visualized after staining with. So here please remember, for the staining, what is the chemical that we are using? It is ethidium bromide. So the answer is option 4. Next one. What is the criteria for DNA fragments movement on agarose gel during gel electrophoresis? Now let us go through the statements. The larger the fragment size, the farther it moves. It is wrong. Smaller molecules will move longer distances. Okay, next one. The smaller the fragment size, the farther it moves. Yes, this is correct one. Okay, next one. Positively charged fragments move to the farther end. Please remember, they are talking about the DNA, so they don't have positive charge. They are always having negative charge only. Next, negatively charged fragments do not move. This is wrong. Okay, so the correct statement is option 2. Okay, next one. DNA fragments are negatively charged, direct point. So it is, answer is option 1. Okay, please remember whether the DNA fragment is smaller or longer, whatever it is, so it is always having negative charge due to presence of phosphate group. Okay, next one. A gene whose expression helps to identify transformed cells is known as, see here, to identify the transformed cells we are using some genes and they are called as selectable markers. So that's why the answer is option 4. Next one. The process of separation and purification of expressed protein before marketing is called as, so this is directly called as downstream processing. So the answer is option 1. Next one. Which of the following is not a feature of the plasmids? So let us see here. Independent replication, yes, they can undergo. Next one. Circular structure, yes, they are usually, most of the plasmids are circular double-stranded DNA molecules. So that is also correct. Transferable, yes, they are able to move from one bacterium to another, and sometimes some plasmids can move from bacterium into yeast also. Okay, so they are there. So that is the reason why we are isolating the plasmid from one bacterium. Please remember, when we are isolating from bacterium means that bacterium will be broken down and it will die. Yes or no? So in this plasmid again we are introducing into another host individual or host organism. Please remember this one. So it is transferable. And here it is single strand. This is wrong. Mostly these are double stranded. Yes or no? So that's why answer is option 4. Next one. The Taq polymerase enzyme is obtained from TAQ, Thermus aquaticus. So the answer is option 1. Okay, next one. Which of the following is a restriction endonuclease? So here HIND2 is HIN, D2 is the restriction endonuclease. So the answer is option 1. Okay, next one. The two polypeptides of human insulin are linked together by. So here in the diagram they have clearly mentioned about the disulfide bonds, no? That's what they are asking. Hydrogen bonds, no. Phosphodiester bonds, no. Covalent bonds, yes. Disulfide bonds, yes. Please remember here, covalent bonds is also correct option and disulfide bridges is also correct option. Now here please remember, disulfide bridges are also covalent bonds. Then when these two are correct, which is more better? Directly the disulfide bridges they have mentioned. So that is the reason why we are selecting option 4. Okay, please remember here. Don't get confused. So that is the reason why sometimes the best option concept will come here. So though these two are correct, now this is the best option. So we need to go for that. Okay. So that's why answer is option 4. Next one. Which part of tobacco plant is infected by Melodognia incognita? So it is causing root knot disease in tobacco plant. So here it is infecting the roots. So the answer is option 4. Okay. Next one. Stirred tank bioreactors have been designed for. Please remember, stirring. Whenever there is a stirring, it is for the growth of aerobic organisms. Yes or no? So here, availability of oxygen throughout the process. That's it. So the answer is option 3. Okay. Next one. A foreign DNA and plasmid cut by the same restriction endonuclease can be joined to form a recombinant plasmid using. So what is the one that is used to attach these DNA fragments? So it is the ligase enzyme. Okay. Next one. Which of the following is not a component of downstream processing? See here. Separation, purification, preservation, all these things will come under downstream processing. Expression is not under the downstream processing. Please remember here, downstream means after, upstream means before. So when we are saying it as downstream, means there should be something we need to consider after that, in the meaning of after that we need to do that. And what is that? Expression of a particular protein. Suppose in the bioreactor we are studying about the cells which are producing some recombinant protein. See, up to the production of that recombinant protein it is normal. So after the production of recombinant protein, separation, purification, preservation, all these things we are doing. So that's why after the expression whatever we are doing, that is downstream. Understood or not? So that's why expression is not part of downstream. Please remember this one. So that's why the answer is option 4. Okay. Next one. Which of the following restriction enzyme produces blunt ends? What are blunt ends? See, here in the recognition site it is cutting exactly at the center so that there are no overhangs. Extranucleotides are not present at any of the ends. So they are called as blunt ends. So which one will produce here? ECO R5 will produce these blunt ends. So please remember this one. Okay. Next one. So the answer is option 2. Next one. Which kind of therapy was given in 1990 to a 4-year-old girl with adenosine deaminase deficiency? So directly under the gene therapy we have studied this. The answer is option 1, gene therapy. Okay. So with this, the previous year questions from the biotechnology, both the chapters, principles and process and also applications, are completed. Okay. Thank you so much, my dear friends. Thank you.